I don't understand why do you guys even like share your screen at the first place. All 8th standard fellows like are all like playing. Dominic, next time you do that thing, like see, I'll remove outside the class. Can someone refresh me? Where did we stop? Good morning, all. Can someone refresh me? So we were seeing cell, the chapter, endoplasmic reticulum. Yes, right. Very good. Okay. So please understand that we have a cell. Inside the cell, we have the nucleus. Okay. And then in continuation of this nucleus, we have this particular endoplasmic reticulum like this. I told you already that the DNA information should be converted into protein. Only if it is getting converted into protein, what will happen? We will be getting whatever we want. Okay, the characters and all will be like dependent on the protein. The cells are responsible for producing proteins. So this DNA is having the information. Where is the DNA? The DNA is present in the nucleus. Okay. So what this DNA will do is, this DNA will produce something called as RNA and it will try to send it outside. And what will happen? The ribosomes will start to take that particular RNA, and from the RNA what it is trying to do, it is trying to produce the proteins. So this protein will be like formed in the endoplasmic reticulum and it will try to come out. Okay, so the first thing who's producing that protein, the ribosome is producing that protein. Okay, and after producing it, it is trying to send out, an endoplasmic reticulum is going to protect that particular protein. So what exactly happens is, so you have information in the DNA. The information in the DNA is going to become protein. What is endoplasmic reticulum is trying to do? Endoplasmic reticulum is trying to help in the protein production. Okay. So every cell will have this endoplasmic reticulum, and this every endoplasmic reticulum will be helping in what? In producing what we call it as a protein. Are we able to understand? We studied about two different types of endoplasmic reticulum: smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. So after that, what will happen? You have an organelle which is called as Golgi body. The Golgi body is called as the transporter of the cell. Golgi body is called as the transporter of the cell. Okay. What is this transporter is going to do? It was found by a guy who is called as Camillo Golgi. Okay, it was found by a person who's called as what? Emilio Golgi. So now let us try to understand what is the function of this Golgi body. So this protein is coming here, no? This Golgi body will be located here, like this. Okay. So whatever protein that is coming here will be taken here and it will move here, it will move here, and then it will be put into the cytoplasm. And then like from the cytoplasm, it will go to the location wherever it wants. Okay. So please understand that your cells are made up of proteins, not just proteins. Sometimes what will happen is this protein will be combined with glucose or carbohydrates. And what we call it as, we call them as glycoproteins. Sometimes we call them as glycoproteins. What is the meaning of glycoprotein? Glycoprotein means sugars plus protein. Sometimes you have lipoproteins. What is the meaning of lipoproteins? Lipoproteins means lipids plus proteins. Okay. And then sometimes you also have what? Fat. It is not just the thing which is going to be produced. Fat is also produced. There are some kind of lipids which are called as glycolipids. What is this glycolipids? Glycolipids means sugar plus lipids or fat. Lipid are also called as what? Fat. So these are all different types of chemicals which are making our body. What is your ribosome is responsible for? The ribosome is responsible only for what? Protein production. Okay, so this is the ribosome. So that is responsible only for what production? It is responsible only for protein production. Okay, but what is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for? Let us say that this part is not having ribosome and this is a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. What will this produce? This will produce lipids. So someone has to attach these lipids with the protein to make what? Lipoprotein. Okay, you please understand it like this. You need some kind of material to build your house. Okay, what kind of materials? Some materials. Let us say that there is a window. Okay, a window which is made up of iron, glass together. Iron and glass to be there should be made as a window. Iron is produced at one location, glass is made at one location. Some kind of person or some kind of industry is going to join these two things and make it as a window material. So like that, what is that your understanding is, you have some sugars which are made at some location, fats that are made at some locations, and then proteins that are made at some locations, and then you have to like kind of combine these two things or two or three things or like many of these combinations to form different varieties of windows, different types of molecules. So what are the different types of molecules which we require for our cell? Glycoprotein, glycolipid, lipoprotein. So who is going to produce all these kind of structures? It is the Golgi body. Golgi body is going to transport. At the same time, it is also helpful in producing different kind of substances. Okay, so that is what is your Golgi body is trying to do. Are we able to understand? They help in synthesis of lipoproteins glycoproteins, and glycolipids. They also help in transferring these substances to the right places in the cell. Are we able to understand? So please copy this thing down. Are you guys done? You just copy what is Golgi body. The first slide is just like explanations that I gave, small explanations. Okay, so that is your next thing. After that, you have your something called as a vacuole. Vacuole are called as storage bags. Okay, vacuoles help in storing substances. Okay, they store food, gas, waste materials, water. Okay, so these are all different kind of substances that will be stored. So there are four types of vacuoles. Okay, what are the different types of vacuole that you have? The first vacuole, you can call it as a food vacuole. Food vacuole will store what? Food vacuole will store food naturally. Then there is something called as a gas vacuole, easy to remember. What is gas vacuole will store? It will store gases. Okay, whatever like oxygen, some amount, like it will be keeping things ready. Whatever gas is produced also will be like kind of like left there. Okay, and then there is something called as a water storing vacuole. Okay, we call them as SAP vacuoles. Water plus salts. It is not just water. It will try to store water and salt together. We call them as SAP vacuoles. Okay. And then finally you have something to store waste substances. We call them as contractile vacuoles. Okay, so there are different kinds of vacuoles which are present in the cell. They will be like kind of like, let me show you the picture of vacuole. Okay. So this is how your vacuole will look like. This blue color structure that you're seeing here, that is how your vacuole will look. You're able to see? This is in a plant cell they are having. You please write a point also, note this point also. In plant cell, we call the membrane of that vacuole as tonoplast. Okay, so in case of plant, the membrane of this, the covering of that particular vacuole in plant cell alone, only in plant cell we call it as tonoplast. We will not call it as tonoplast in animal cells. Only in plant cells, we call the membrane of the vacuole as tonoplast. Membrane means what? What is the meaning of membrane? What is the meaning of membrane? Yeah, covering. Covering is called as membrane. So the covering of the plant cell wall, plant cell vacuole is called as the. It is not just membrane means it is not the covering of the cell. Okay, you please understand. You please understand that the covering is only called as membrane. Every organelle, some of these organelles are called as membrane bound organelles. Okay, so please understand, if you are able to see here, you are able to see many membranes here. Let us say that this is a cell. Okay, this is a cell, whole cell you are able to see. Where all you are able to see the membranes. See, this is how a cell is looking. You have the outer membrane. What is this outer membrane is called as? This is also a membrane, which is a plasma membrane. And then you have nucleus. Nucleus is covered with nuclear membrane. You are able to see this is this yellow color structure is your endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, and again, like you have your Golgi body. This blue color structure is your Golgi body. You are able to see again like one more thing which is covered with a membrane, bigger size. What are they? They are the endoplasmic. I mean like vacuole. Similarly, you have something called as a lysosome. I mean like lysosome. Next, we will study that. You are able to see this thing is like plasmid, and then like a plastid, and then like you are able to see here a structure. This is your mitochondria. We are going to study about all these structures. So some of these organelles will have membrane covering them. Okay. So just I'm just showing you the picture of vacuole. So this is how your vacuole is. Like it is not having any shape here. Some of the vacuoles can be spherical, like here. You see here, like this particular thing is called as a lytic vacuole. I'll try to tell you what is a lytic vacuole in some time. You please Just wait for some time. What are those things? Which one? Wait a minute. Where did you see a stick like stating? This one. Is this what you're asking? Sharon? Sharon, are you asking whatever I'm pointing right now? Okay, those are all called as the cytoskeleton structures. Microfibrils. We have something which is called as a microfibril. Cell will have like many parts. Okay. So, I mean, like we will be studying only about the bare minimum in 8th standard. Even in 9th, you will read only like bare minimum. Maybe in 11th standard, you will read about a lot. Your NCRT textbook will be having like lots of things, very light only it will have. It will not have many things. Okay. So, this is itself is an advanced thing that you're learning already. Okay, one more thing you need to understand here, the difference between animal vacuole and plant vacuole. Please take this thing down. This you have to do. I want you to write this part. Okay, if you are seeing animal cell, there will be many vacuoles which are small in size. You are able to see here, this violet color is all like vacuoles. You will have like, they will have like many small vacuoles. If you are seeing a plant cell will have one vacuole, but it is very large and huge. Okay, now I'm asking you a question. Let us see if you are able to answer. The question is this. Tell me why animal cells will have small vacuoles, whereas plant cells should have a large vacuole. I'm getting some answers. One of them is like plant cells are much more rigid. No, it is not because of that thing. And someone is saying plants store substances in large quantity. Yes, it stores in large quantity, correct. Okay, that is there. Animal cells have less waste. That is wrong. Okay, because they could digest, because they have to digest cut plant. No, because they store more. Okay, okay, you can say that it is because of more. Because plants store in large compared to animals. Yeah, they store large, but why they should store large is the question. Many of you are saying that they need not store much water than plants. Cell wall and this thing doesn't have any relationship. Photosynthesis, yes, they are doing photosynthesis. We also should need thing, no? Okay, let me tell you, let me explain it to you. True that they are like kind of like storing more, but the whole thing is plants cannot move. Plants are fixed. Okay, which means they have to anticipate that they have to produce food whenever they are having it, which means they can photosynthesize and that is how they will produce food. They cannot move around, but animals can move around places and then they will be able to find food basically. So what is the advantage that we are like trying to get is animals will be able to move around and they will be like able to find food, and then they will be able to eat it. So generally in organisms which are staying there in a same place where it is not moving, so in such cases what you will see is, you will see that those organisms will have a larger vacuole. Mostly if you see all the plants, no, all the plants will not be able to move around, which means they have to produce food in large quantity and they have to store them inside. Okay, you can write a small note somewhere and you can please write this thing. You can just add one more point to vacuole. You would have written already, plant cells have one large vacuole and animal cells many small vacuoles. Okay, reason. What is the reason for that thing? You will write plant cells do not move, so they should produce more food through photosynthesis and store. Animal cells Tambi, cell wall is just giving the okay, cell wall is just giving the plant cell rigidity. It is not because of the presence of cell wall they are not moving. Okay, you have smaller organisms which have cell wall and still they are capable of moving. You talk about bacteria, bacteria has a cell wall and still bacteria will be able to move around. Okay, so please don't worry about that thing. The cell wall has no connection with respect to the mobility of an organism. Please don't consider that cell wall is going to a thing. I mean, like it is trying to stop an organism from moving. Because listen here, someone has texted me saying that because of cell wall, it is non-living. They cannot move because cell wall it is non-living. They are trying to rationalize it that way. Please understand there are organisms that have cell wall and still they will be able to move around. Example, you have bacteria. Bacteria will have a cell wall in the outer covering and still they will have a flagella with which they will be able to move around. Okay, so cell wall if it is present, it doesn't mean that like the plants will not move. I mean, like the movement of cell wall is, the movement of the organism is not dependent on cell wall. Are we able to understand? So please don't reason it out like that. The plant cells do not move so that like they produce more food through photosynthesis and store them. Animal cells move around. Animal cells move around in search of food. In search of food. So they do not need larger vacuoles. Okay. Are we able to understand? Quickly copy this thing down. Okay, are we done? Okay, so then we will move on further. We will move on to the next organelle, which is called as lysosome. Okay, we are moving on to the next organelle, which is called as lysosome. They are called as the suicidal bag. They are called as the suicidal bag of the cell. Okay, so you please understand that lysosome, no? Lysosome is an organelle which we call it as suicidal bag of cell. Before we understand this thing, like we need to understand certain things about lysosomes. Okay, lysosomes lysosomes are structures. They are membrane bound structures that contains digestive enzymes called as lysozymes. So they will be having what? They will be having enzymes. What are the enzymes called as? These digestive enzymes are called as what? Lysozymes. What is enzyme? Enzyme is what we call it as a biocatalyst. Okay. So whenever like you have this thing, no, I mean like say for example, something has to be broken down. These enzymes will help in breaking down. It is not just breaking down; it can also be building up also. But when we are talking about uh, digestive enzymes, it is specifically it is helping us to break it down. Your saliva also has an enzyme called as amylase. So what will that amylase will do? The amylase will try to break down your food into smaller particles. Okay, so like this, every cell will have this thing which is called as a digestive enzyme, which is called as lysozymes. So this lysosome will contain lysozymes. What are they? They are all like digestive enzymes. So now what will these things will do? Okay, so the lysozymes digest different types of substances. Okay, so let us try to take a cell and then draw a cell and then like we'll try to understand. So let us say that this is a cell and let us say that this is a lysosome. Uh, this is a lysosome. What will the lysosome will contain? The lysosome is going to contain lysozymes. Let us say that a bacteria is coming and attacking. Let us say this bacteria has entered the cell. What this lysosome can do is, this lysosome can go and attack that bacteria, and then what it can do is, it can engulf that bacteria. And what it will do is it will try to digest that particular thing. And after some time, what you will be able to see is, you will be able to see that the bacteria is digested. Let us say that this blue color represents digested version. It will digest like this. Okay, some unwanted particles are entering into the cell. It can digest. Food particles, if it is coming inside, then also it will try to uh, digest. Okay, so any waste material that is going to come, then also it will try to digest. At the same time, any foreign particle is trying to come inside, then also it will try to come inside. Okay, please understand it that way. Okay, so these are the conditions when which this lysosome will act normally. But there are some times whenever old parts are there. Let us say that the endoplasmic reticulum has become old. It needs to be replaced. Then what will happen? Then also this lysosome will go and digest that particular older parts. Okay, so there are some mitochondria which are there. Let us say that there is mitochondria, many mitochondria are there. Let us say this has become old. You have to remove this. So who will remove this thing from the cell? This lysosome will go and eat this thing, or it will engulf that thing. So old parts of the cells will be replaced. If it has to replace, the lysosome will do the required activity. There are times when the whole cell has to die. So whenever this whole cell has to die, at that time also what this lysosome will do is, this lysosome will just open up. And what will happen? All these digestive particles will start to come outside. And they will start to try to break the cell at multiple locations. And the cell will die. Okay. Now the question is this. Why does the cell has to die? Why does the cell has to die? Why does the cell have to die? Okay, someone is saying to replace the old ones with new ones. For the new cell to evolve, someone is trying to tell, okay. But let me just give you an example. You will understand it. When there is a hole in the cell membrane, the hole in the cell membrane is going to be made by lysosomes. My question is, why is lysosome making hole in its own cell? Why should it kill the own cell where it is trying to live? Okay, so let me explain it to you. Let us say that there was a fat man. Okay, this fat man is following some diet and he's becoming a thin man after some time. Let us say that I was like kind of like say like 95 kg here, and then after some exercises he's becoming 70 kg. He has lost 25 kg. What has he lost in his body? It is not just the fat cells are there, cells are lost in his body. So whenever, what is he doing while dieting? Basically he's supplying with less food. Okay, and doing what? More activity. In such a case, when there is a nutrition is less, the body what will try to do is, the body will try to kill its cells which are unwanted or which can be lost. Okay, So what will happen is this fat man's body cells would be dying, and then like this thin man will have lesser cells compared to the fat man. Okay, so which means what? The cell would have like kind of like cut off, and then all the unwanted cells would be removed. And in such cases, what is the need? What who would have done that work? The lysosome would have done that thing. And let us say that there is a disease which is spreading. Let us say that these cells are all together like this. Let us say an infection spread to this cell. Okay, and it is trying to spread from here to here. At that particular time, if the cell's lysosome, this one, this one, this one, this one is activating, and then it is killing those cells, what would happen is the rest of the cells can be saved. So in such cases also what will happen? The cells will die for protection of other cells. So cells can commit suicide for two reasons. What are the two reasons for which it will try to do? For avoiding the infection to spread. Okay. Second thing is whenever there is scarce resources, cells should commit suicide for non-availability of food. So in two occasions, the cell will undergo what we call it as a suicide. So who is going to mediate this particular thing? The lysosome is going to do that work. Okay. If the cell dies, won't the lysosome die? Yes, they will die. If the whole cell is lost, what is the point in lysosome being alive? Okay. So the lysosome will come into the picture, have digest different types of substances. Lysosomes can digest food particles, older parts, foreign substances, or kill the entire cell. Okay. And you write note, the cell is usually killed when there is an infection is usually killed. You can write is usually killed when there is an infection or what? The cell is usually killed when there is an infection or there is less availability of nutrition. Okay, it is not just protein, it can be nutrition. You can write this as a note. Okay. So now let us write one more point. Just a second. Golgi body endoplasmic reticulum vacuoles and lysosomes forms the endomembrane system. Inside the cell, these four parts alone, no, we call them together as what? Endomembrane system. They are all like membrane-like structures that you will see inside the cell. So if you see this diagram, you will understand they are all present continuously. So let us try to take a cell and then like we try to see. So you take this one, you will be seeing that these are all present together like a membrane. Inside the thing that there is like they are looking like a membrane. So this is like your endoplasmic reticulum. This is your Golgi body, and then this is your vacuole. Okay. Nearby that only you will have your lysosomes also. Lysosomes is missing in this picture, but you will have like that. So all these things are forming the endomembrane system. Four organelles will form the endomembrane system. Let us try to, let me see if you are able to get a picture for endomembrane system separately. So you see here, they're all like interconnected. Nearby it will be. You're able to see this is the endoplasmic reticulum. This is the Golgi body. This is the lysosome. Along with the thing, vacuole will also be there. So all these things interconnected. They are all interconnected and they will be nearby to each other. Okay. So because of which, what we call it as endomembrane system. Okay. Nucleus, nearby the nucleus, there will be endoplasmic reticulum. And then you have, this is the Golgi body. You have lysosome. These vesicles are nothing but vacuoles only. Okay. Okay. So with this thing, that part is over. So it is almost 10 o'clock. So now what we will do is like, I'll just tell you what is pending. So next we have to do mitochondria. Next we have to do plastids. If we complete these two things, I think, and then have we completed ribosomes? Have we completed ribosomes? Have we completed ribosomes? No. So which means we will be doing ribosomes also. So with these three things, we will complete this chapter. So next class, most probably we should be like completing. Oh, we have completed ribosomes already. Chloroplast is plastid. Chloroplast is plastid. Okay, we completed ribosomes. Okay, we completed ribosomes means mitochondria, plastids. Maybe I will try to tell about some other cell organelles. Okay, and then we'll finish off next week's class. So next week we will complete the chapter. Okay, so the homework for this week, I want you to write a note on nucleus. And then I want you to write a note on endoplasmic reticle. Okay, so this is the homework. I want you to write a note on endoplasmic reticulum and nucleus. Only one question, but you have to write it a little bit detailed based on whatever I have thought. Okay, so please write a note on this thing and send it. Now let us try to look into all the other slides. First slide. So if you want to copy something from the slide, you please take it down. First slide. Second slide. Third slide. No, my email does not contain underscore. I think I received a mail from you. Fourth slide. Fifth slide. Sixth slide. And seventh slide. Okay. Thank you very much, children. Sir, I'm done.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, students.